Hey guys, welcome to the show. It's the Jungle Brothers podcast. Joey here, Paulie here.
What's up?
We're going to cover some frequently asked questions about the coaches course. Coaches course is coming up 1st and 2nd of June. And at the point of recording, and when you're hearing this, there is a discount available until the end of this month. So if you're interested, go to junglealliance.com and you can check that out. We're going to cover the questions today. Please enjoy the episode.
Good to be here today with you, Joe.
Good to have you, my bro. Wow, you're really making a thing about this podcasting, huh?
How so?
Well, you're getting it done on, when do you guys do the JB? Is it
Wednesday.
Wednesday? So you got 2 podcasting days a week now. How's that load feeling for you?
It's fine, given it's good. I do enjoy it. And, that's the key to it. When it feels like it's laboured or fake, then it's shit.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
But, as it is, I have have you guys who are really hosting it and holding that space for us. And I really do feel like I have the gift of just walking in, and being honest here. So it's good. It's fine.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, when you look at it and you're like, holy shit, like I'm doing a podcast recording like every 5 days. Like the longest I go with that, it's just funny when it's like a business activity is that you are speaking on a show that, some people are listening to.
Yeah, true. Podcasts are, I don't know what the statistics show with it, but obviously it's so common now for people to listen to it. It's a mainstream kind of form of people taking in info.
Look at this, Sage drawing in the punters.
Oh my God.
It's bring your dog to work day today.
we got the mascot here.
You guys should get one. We got Sage in the house.
So what breed is Sage?
Sage is a Whippet.
Whippet.
Yeah, she's Whippet, one of 2 that I have.
Yes.
Jazz and Sage.
Would you say that's a blue-grey coat, or how do you?
Yeah, I think she has a little bit of blue in her. Well said.
Yeah.
So Jazz, when you see them next to each other, Jazz is more blue.
Yep. I love your dogs. They're really cool.
Yeah, they're
cool. At first,
dogs.
I was unsure about Jazz, but she was really quite timid when you first got her.
Yeah, and she's unsure about everyone, so I think she kind of projects that vibe.
It's very different now, though. Yeah, I don't see her very often, and there's huge change. Like she'll come up to me, and she's just not as timid.
That's cool. You're in the inner circle now.
And then Sage is just like boss.
Hooah.
Yeah.
She's anyone's.
It's true. That's true.
You take it like someone on the street will pat her, and if you gave them the lead, she would probably just go with them.
No, she's good. But yeah, she's, as like a lot of cool dogs and cute dogs that come into the gym, PT and coach's worst nightmare.
Yes.
Because they just fucking distract all of your class.
And the ones that bark and shed hair and shit.
Oh, that too. But when they're cute and like you're trying to coach something to a group and everyone's just looking at the dog and not doing their sets and all that. Nah, it's all good.
All right, let's get into it. So we got 5. You got the list there. What's the first one on the list?
Okay. Easy. What's covered in the course, Joey?
Oh, bam. Okay, so the course is how we prepare those who want to coach in a Jungle Alliance gym.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to teach you all of the skill sets that you need to know in order to do a good job of that. If we summarize that, simmer it down, we've got about 4 or 5 key things. We've got the art of coaching, which is a huge one. So this is how you communicate, lead a group of people, control the energy in a class. What does good coaching look like? How are you speaking, coaching and exercise, etc. We've got basics of sales, because the sales process is integral to your role in the gym, right? Mm-hmm. And even your role as a PT, it's just understanding sales and where it fits into your job, whether that's something you're doing now or something you might do down the track.
Mm-hmm.
Marketing, and specifically the basics of social media marketing, because again, we see that as an essential tool for anyone that's in the coaching game.
It's a business.
It's absolutely a business. And we're talking injury management, systems and processes for running the gym. Mm-hmm. And then we're looking at the movement specifically. So we break down our 3 core programs: body weight, strength and movement, lift. And we're going to cover the foundations of each of those programs. We're not going to teach you absolutely every single exercise, because it's just too much to cover. But we're going to teach you the foundations of those programs. So how they work together, what the foundational concepts of each program are, and then we're going to go through, we have like a 2-hour kind of experience of each program.
Okay.
So you're like, okay, cool. I get the product, I get the delivery, I'm with it.
I'm trying not to cross over other questions that are coming up, the big ones, but how long is the course?
2 days.
And they're full days. They're like, how long are the days?
8 till 4 p.m.
Okay, cool.
So it's like, 8-hour days.
How many people do you usually have at the courses, like a bracket of how many people? And I guess I'm wondering, you know, I'm working with other people, it's interactive, or is it very much you at the front type of thing? Like, how does it run?
12 to 20 people.
Yep.
Generally.
That's nice.
We cap it at 20. Absolutely working with other people. There's a lot of theory work, as you can kind of probably tell from that list of content, but we try to get as much practical stuff in there as we can. So it will be theoretical stuff, on the whiteboard, discussing concepts, me standing in front, talking to you about stuff, which is always interactive as well. But then into a practical drill. Practical drill is, okay, now you take what we've just discussed, put that into practice, working with these 5 people or this group of 3. So, where there's a need to have that kind of classroom thing going on, but we don't want it to get stale and like top down dictated. So I would say there's probably a 50-50 split between the theoretical classroom stuff and then the practical work.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So there is like a lot of training, like you're moving a lot over the 2 days and presenting a lot. It's a lot of physical output.
Yeah. And like you said, there's lots of theory, and it's not just all training either. I mean, for most of what you mentioned there's a lot of actual, art of coaching, business stuff, social media marketing, which, it's not all training. It's not 2 days of training.
That's right. I mean, we got the gym, like come and do training anytime you want.
That's right.
This is come and learn how all of that is applied and who it's applied to and how we communicate it.
Yeah, wicked. So question 2, do I need to be working as a coach? As in, do I need to be a working coach to come and do this course?
No, you don't. Of course, if you are a coach, there's a very clear sort of benefit to coming to the course, right? It makes a lot of sense. It's part of your profession. But we've had heaps of people come through who aren't coaches, and a lot of them use the course as a way to dip their toes into the idea of coaching. So we've had heaps of people in the gym who are like, I work in fucking finance or whatever, but I'm really interested in this thing. Maybe someday, could I come to the course? Absolutely. Because it's a great way, right? Instead of you like dipping your toes in by going and doing a cert 3 or 4 at some pretty average PT college where you're not really going to have, it's not going to be a catalyzing experience. It's not going to be hugely inspiring. It's really just you're ticking the box of legally what you need to do to start coaching. Whereas the 2 days with us, I think, is inspirational and can be very catalyzing. You're like, holy shit, like I love the perspectives I learned there and man, that's fired me up. I want to go deeper on this thing.
I think about those types of people who aren't working coaches that do come, and it's a funny space that those people in. Usually they're training enthusiasts who used to do classes alone or, did whatever training for some time, and at a point they took it on and took the responsibility of training themselves, and they go into that deeper layer of training. And it actually, it's a real cool toe dipper for them. I think it's worked out really well for some people who didn't go on to coaching necessarily, but, they're in a training practice of their own. They have a full-time job, and it does add depth and layers to what they're actually doing and all the context and why, obviously behind a sick philosophy.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, and even, I mean, you kind of touched on it there, even for folks who it's not even a career potential thing, it's just, I'm really into training and I just want to go deeper.
Yeah.
It's like, you'll go deeper for sure. Even though we're not spending 2 days looking at exercises.
Yes.
All of the stuff behind it gives you a greater sort of view of how this whole physical development thing takes place.
And the context that it exists in as well, because we're all on socials, they're all watching things, they're seeing people coaching. It just like helps them to discern what they're taking in.
Yeah.
I wanted to just ask you quickly to speak on something you mentioned, which was, it came in my head, went out again. Oh, it was about the going and doing your cert 3 and 4. And I guess it's just to speak on this idea of like finishing that course and then becoming a PT. and what's in this course, why that's really relevant to what they do becoming a coach, that in a way that the Cert 3 and 4 doesn't.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so the Cert 3, if you're in Australia, for you to become a group fitness instructor, you need to have completed a Cert 3 equivalent, which you can do through TAFE or through a bunch of private colleges. And then for you to be a personal trainer, to do the one-to-one thing, you have to have a Cert 4 qualification.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of just standard procedure that if you're going to become a coach or a PT, you would go and do your Cert 3 and 4. Now, there are some people that have had good experiences through their education. I'd say you're one of them. Like, you took quite a bit from yours.
I am fucking positive anyway.
Well, that's right. It's your bias, isn't it? No, it was good. It's good. Yeah, got a lot out of it. But the reality is that course, and without trying to sort of toe a line that's often sort of pulled along in fitness, they're pretty uninspiring. It's a lot of the course content is dated. It's not in line with what you're going to find is going on in more sort of cutting edge training systems, like what we're doing, like what you would find in a great CrossFit gym or in a great boutique strength gym or something. So they're going to teach you some things, but you're going to kind of come out of a course like that with a very generalized, low level sort of degree of preparation.
They've not been very practical in the sense, not that, you're not hands-on doing exercises, but when you land on the ground, day one, doesn't really arm you with the tools to fucking start a business and make money and, build a brand and a livelihood.
No. And like, it wouldn't, if you had done that and then you walked into our gym and were like, hey, I want to coach and this gym looks mad, that qualification wouldn't mean anything to us. Actually, like, you would need it from a legal perspective. We would require you to have it, but it wouldn't imply anything about, we'd be like, cool, so you don't know anything about how we do it here.
It counts for diddly squat. I wipe my ass with that thing. No. Yeah.
What's that from?
I just, nothing, nowhere. That's just get the fuck out of here with that piece of paper. No.
It sounds like is it John Turturro from...
Did it sound a bit like that?
Yeah, what's a...
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Bell Lebowski.
Like, such a good character. But yeah, so in that way, it's just like, that's like bare minimum legal requirements.
Yeah,
what we're teaching you is our perspective on things, which really is not, our perspective is not the mainstream, right? Our view of physical development, the integration of this community piece into the training journey for somebody, the importance of that, how it actually takes place, how to actually coach an exercise. Like, the way we coach an exercise, that is new information for anyone that's come through Cert 3, Cert 4 that I've ever coached. They're like, holy shit, like, you guys have systemized this thing to a point that I've never been exposed to this. They're not. So, what we're looking for is different. And so you could say in a way that we are maybe filling some gaps, but I almost just see it as like a totally different perspective on things. Mm-hmm. What I think is really cool is that if you haven't done any formal study and then you came and did our course and then you went to do your Cert 3 and Cert 4, you'd be like already wiser. And you'd be like, cool, I can see everything from I'm like on top of the mountain and I see the lay of the land here. Yeah. And that, cool, I know what to do here. I know. Whereas, like, if you hadn't done ours and you did the Cert 3, and then you came to ours, you'd be like, holy shit, I just wasted all that time. Like, paid $6,000 and, so yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's sort of where it plays in. Unfortunately, we don't have, people often ask if we have, if you get CEC points, which are like continuing education credits for doing our course, and you don't, is the short answer. The reason for that is that it's a bit of a crooked system, but we would need to pay Fitness Australia to be CEC accredited. Mm-hmm. So we'd have to go, hey, here's our course. They're like, yeah, well, I mean, I don't think they're particularly scrupulous when it comes to selecting the courses because they got some fucking junk in there. But it's like, if you pay them rent money, then you can offer CECs. But I'm like, well, we don't have the money for that right now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no CECs.
Okay. All right, cool. Look, I'll move on to the next question. Do I need to be a qualified coach or PT?
Bam, there it is. No, you don't. There's no prerequisites to enroll at all. And even if you're like, oh shit, but I don't even know the lingo and stuff that's going to be getting thrown around, it's cool. All of the concepts and stuff that we're discussing are quite universal. It's assumed that you're interested in the training thing. Like I would imagine that. And that would probably be, like that would probably just, if you're into training and you go to the gym or you train in one of our gyms, that will be ample. Prerequisites are you need to own a body and you need to be alive.
Yeah. No, good. I'm just thinking of whether you've had anyone with those minimum requirements ever do it before. No, they usually have one or two other things attached to them. But
like completely outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
barely trained. It doesn't happen.
Yes, but you'd have to say that anyone that's come through, and we've had like, I don't know, 200 people come through over the years. They, you know, is it possible that you could have done it without having some interest in training?
I actually think you could. Why I was pausing there. If you're a curious person and you don't train at all, it'd still be pretty cool information.
It would, but are you going to put down the money and come and give you a weekend for that?
No.
Like it would be of benefit, but I don't think those people would end up finding their way to it.
All right. Well, yeah, that was kind of tied in with the question before as well. But next question: what if I'm weak and inflexible? What does that mean?
So a friend of mine actually sent that this morning. He's like, bro, I'm really interested in the course. But I'm like,
I'm weak and inflexible.
Well, he's like, I'm really inflexible. Is that okay? Like, yeah, it's fine. You don't need any level of, you know, physical conditioning to come. Shame on you. You should be training in one of our gyms, doing something about it. We're also not going to be spending the weekend talking about how you become stronger and more flexible. That's not the perspective.
That's a good thing to note.
Yeah, but you will come out of it with more ammunition, a better understanding of how do I become stronger and more flexible. Like we're discussing how you apply this thing to others. You can put yourself into that others category and you're going to have a better understanding of the whole thing. So, you know, maybe you can also leave the course and some months after be stronger and be more flexible.
Okay, there you go. Weak and inflexible people, welcome.
Absolutely.
All right. What if I don't want to work in a Jungle Alliance gym?
Totally cool. Absolutely fine. Most, probably, I don't know, 60% of the people that have come through the course over the years probably didn't ever want to, you know, or it's maybe just a distant idea for them. And that's totally fine. You know, the whole thing is presented from the point of view that you are going to apply to work in our gyms. That's the whole, like I'm talking to you like you're going to work here someday. That's kind of the foundation that this whole thing is built on. But I actually don't expect that every single person there wants to come and work for us. And so, yeah, if you vibe with how we do things and you want to know more about it and you want to just leave it there, like you just want to know, or you want to, like we said before, enrich your own training journey, or maybe you want to go and coach elsewhere, totally fine.
There's a lot of coaches who coach elsewhere and been in the industry for a while, but always wanted to train our style or learn more about our philosophy, and they were interstate, and they come in just to see what it's all about and get into the recipe of it all. And then they go away and, you know, we might not, you know, we'll loosely stay in touch with them, but it's not about that, is it? I mean, when you're into training, you kind of want to try different things, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to kind of satisfy your curiosity and maybe pressure test some of the ideas that you've had against some other really cool ideas that you've seen before.
Absolutely. And I think like if you are into the self-development thing, you know, I've said it before, like a lot of what's covered in this is leadership skills. And you know, I've kind of made the equation that like if you're a good coach, you're a good leader. Like you kind of embody the same attributes. And so that could be applied anywhere. You know, it doesn't even have to be in a coaching environment. You might be in a managerial scenario. You might just be someone that's in small business and wants to do a better job of that. Like you'll take heaps of stuff from this for those areas as well.
Yeah. So if you're a coach and you're working somewhere else or whatever, you're just a working coach in the industry, is this course going to add another feather to your cap in how you present, how you look after your own clients?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
in all the areas that you mentioned.
Yeah.
And I knew the answer to that.
Yeah. I mean, we had in Ballina, there was a couple of women there who are like career coaches. One of them's running like an outdoor boot camp, but I think the boot camp sort of label doesn't sell it properly. Like she does a really good outdoor training experience. As you know, we've talked a lot of shit about boot camps over the years.
We laid the boot in.
But she's like, cool, I want to like get better at that. Plus I also want to know a bit more about how you guys do it. Now we're talking with that woman about her opening an Alliance gym. So she's like, oh, cool. Now I'm really interested in how you guys do it. And I want to do it with you guys. So like, there's a lot of potential that comes from just this,
Yeah, totally.
this thing about tell me more about how you guys do it.
Yeah, on that. So really the initial kind of level that this is speaking to is the coach. The coach who wants to know more, or the coach that maybe wants to get involved with our gyms and work in them and train or whatever that is. But there's a link also to the gym opening and, the alliance, the greater alliance, and this idea of having your own space.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say like it's the first step. Like it's the first step for the coaching piece, but that's also the first step for the gym ownership.
Hey,
Like if you're looking at our business and thinking, yeah, I'm interested to open one, great, come and do the course. That's like base level qualification. And then let's have that conversation and then let's talk about what the next steps are.
Yeah, nice.
Because for that gym owner, they need to embody all the same stuff. They're going to be coaching the thing, but they're also going to be coaching their coaches on how to coach the thing. And they're going to be sending their coaches to come and, do the course and maybe facilitating the course themselves someday. And so it just, it's really the beginning of understanding the product and the philosophy.
Yeah, it's not like we're not interested in just someone throwing a bunch of cash at us and we just go, oh, here it all is. They have to have the lived experience and we have to vet them through a process of some sort. And this is where it starts.
Exactly. Well put. Yeah. Not interested in strictly financial investors. We're interested in people that want to lead a community and want to make change. And then the byproduct is they make a profitable business at the same time.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Thanks, dog.
Nice, man.
Guys, if you want more info on that, you can go to junglealliance.com. You can, if you click the courses tab and click through, you'll find the enrollment link for this next coach's certificate coming up in June. There is a discount until the end of April, 20% off. You use the code Let's Go. It's there on the course page. You'll see the discount code. So if you're interested, do it, man. Enroll. If you don't have a great time and learn a bunch from it, I'll give you money back. How about that for a guarantee?
You heard it here.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
See you guys next time. Thanks, Paulie.
Peace.